Hello? 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 What do you mean the camera is still a picture? I'm just not moving. Hello? 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 The camera is fine. What do you mean the camera is still a picture? I'm just not moving. Hello? 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 The camera is fine. What do you mean the camera is still a picture? I don't know, it's a really bad day for computer. I'm just not moving. Technology. Hello? Hello? The camera is fine. You know it's a bad day. You know it's going to be a bad day when you wake up and your machine is like, it's time for Windows update. Windows needs to update. For computer. I'm just not moving. That's a very, very bad sign. You know it's a bad day. You know it's going to be a bad day when you wake up and your machine is like, it's time for Windows update. Windows needs to update. For computer. I'm just not moving. That's a very, very bad sign. You know it's a bad day. You know it's going to be a bad day when you wake up and your machine is like, it's time for Windows update. Windows needs to update. I give up. That's a very, very bad sign. You know it's a bad day. You know it's going to be a bad day. I attribute everything to Microsoft, like screwing with stuff. Windows needs to update. I give up. That's a very, very bad sign. You know it's a bad day. You know it's going to be a bad day. I attribute everything to Microsoft. I swear, I don't change my settings at all. And like from one day to the next, the sound just is like turned off. I give up. That's a very, very bad sign. I did nothing to turn it off. It's like I updated. I don't change my settings. Idiotic Windows. And like from one day to the next, the sound just is like turned off. Alright, let's just play chess. I feel like it's Monday. This Friday feels like a Monday. It's like I updated. I don't change my settings. Idiotic Windows. And like from one day to the next, the sound just is like turned off. Alright, let's just play chess. I don't know what a loop station is, but I understand what you're talking about. Alright. Monday. It's like I updated. I don't change my settings. Idiotic Windows. And like from one day to the next, the sound just is like turned off. Alright, let's just play chess. I don't know what a loop station is, but I understand what you're talking about. Alright. It's like I updated. I don't change my settings. Idiotic Windows. And like from one day to the next, the sound just is like turned off. Alright, let's just play chess. I don't know what a loop station is, but I understand what you're talking about. Alright. So what about now? What if we try now? No, it won't eventually cancel. Don't listen to Astrobate. How is the sound now? Is this good? How's the quality of the sound? It's okay now. Yeah, well, I mean, it's just totally like Streamlabs OBS program. It's annoying. It's very annoying and hard to use. Why did it say reconnecting? I was disconnected. Now I have internet issues? What, are you kidding me? Oh, you played D4. What a surprise. Wow. Sumer's playing D4 today. Unbelievable. I can't believe it. I don't know if I have attention deficit disorder, but I can't play the same opening every game. It just makes me crazy. I don't know how you can do that, Sumaher. You can just play the same opening over and over again, day in and day out. I can't do that. I get crazy. It's like being trapped on a desert island. I would go loopy. I can't believe you used the Dutch against me, man. Why? You play the same opening every day. It's like driving me crazy. I've definitely played this. Bishop g5 is a good move though. It stops e6. I'm trying to be creative. I am the bloob. Oh. So, I mean, is d5 a threat now? Guess. I don't know. I tried to come up with a stream title that rhymed with old and slow. I'm gonna change it now. Why is it so slow? Alright. So are you telling me that e5 is no good here? So what are my options? I could play g6. The Chess Twilight Zone welcomes you. Why not? Be a little bit creative, no? I was pretty pissed. I started my machine this morning. It completely, everything was fine. And then 10 minutes after I booted up, everything was set up. It's like that little message that pops up on the bottom of the screen that says that Windows wants to do an update. And then your machine starts doing all kinds of weird shit, you know. This is what I've noticed, this pattern. E5 too aggressive? Or is it a good move? That's an interesting question. Oh, it's basically a King's Indian. Knight h4. You want to play knight to h4. You know you want to play knight to h4. Here. Trying for the weak square g6. Even this time control is too fast for my purposes. I'm totally open to 10 plus 3, 10 plus 5. You guys want to play a slightly longer time control. Children's. We're retired from Blitz. Blitz is for babies. But I agree with G. Souths that life is too short for playing chess. I didn't realize that till recently. It took me too long to figure that out, actually. Guess the opening. Well, I'm stuck playing chess now. I have no other job. Against my will. Don't even talk about that. Chess is not fun. We've been through this before. Chess is not fun. Don't even start with the chess is fun thing. Sticking, needles in your eyes is more fun than chess. Chess is pure pain and suffering. Chess is like broken ribs. You just played e4. Well, anything when you start doing it like for your job ceases to be fun, probably. Honestly. If I didn't do chess every day, like for my work, then maybe it would still be fun. But I think that's a problem. Weird opening. Wait, he's obsessed with the castle and queen side. Nobody cares. Alright. Yeah, but frankly, I like this AF file thing. Sumer has an obsession with castle and queen side in the queen pawn games. or not castling. It's pretty extreme. There is a problem with castling kingside, I don't know. It's not so bad though. Just personality disorder. So what's up? This is a funny position. I invented a new line against the bishop g5 Dutch with knight c6. This actually seems kind of interesting. What did he do wrong? I mean, knight f3 may be inconsistent. I don't know. Something inconsistent about the way white continued that opening. Uber driver, what are you doing here? No late night fares? Are you doing Uber driving? Wow. Very consistent play. You guys love my bishop. Wow. An Uber to Providence, Rhode Island. That's pretty good. What is going on here? That's check. I think he thought I was like gonna pin me or something. He resigned. Hoo-ha. Dutch. One mistake. Sumer with 2 blunders. The computer knows all. I made 1 mistake. It looks like it was around... Or was it here? Where was my mistake? Knight g6. What an opening. I'm negative 1.4? Really? But why is it so bad? Chernayev has played this twice. So... it's reasonable, but knight f3 is a novelty. So what am I supposed to play here? I don't want to play knight f6. I mean, I could. It's not bad. This would transpose to like a known variation, probably. That's not a problem. But I was worried about d5. I didn't really like d5. No. Wrong time control. Hey Dennis, how are you? We're playing rapid chess today. So you probably don't have time anyway. Alright, Lakey. I don't play Blitz anymore. What's happening, Dennis, in Romania? Okay, oh, you're involved in that? Grand Prix. You mean the thing going on now? Grand Prix. What Grand Prix? Oh, in June. Wait, the Romanian Grand Prix. Yeah, alright. Cool. So, where can I go to like a chess site? Like the Romanian Chess Federation website or something? Or where would I go to find out about the tournaments? I'm gonna start. Because I might go to Romania this summer. It's possible. Last year we went, and I kind of just missed one of the tournaments. I think I was really close, that I didn't know about it till afterward. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I'll check it out. I don't know what the plans are for the summer yet, but I might go. Belgrade. Four to 11 June. Pretty early. Somebody told me tonight it's expensive to fly to Las Vegas now. What's up with me? But I'm constantly getting ads from like Travelocity for like $200 airfares, domestic. Uber driver. Even though I'm not living in the U.S., it's kind of useless for me. I think you just have to shop around. But I would, I would be thinking like flying intercontinental has probably gone up more than like domestic airfares. But everything is going up. With the price of oil, they have perfect excuse to raise prices for airfares. But Las Vegas, like they need people there, so they're never gonna. It should never be that expensive to fly to Vegas. Travel and airfares to Vegas, they need people to lose their money. It's counterproductive to make it expensive to go to Vegas. Shortage of airline pilots? Where did they all go? How is there a shortage of airline pilots? Like half of them died of COVID or something? All the older ones died of COVID? A sudden shortage of airline pilots. Wow, C5. Welcome, Chess Kudo. How much would it cost to drive to Vegas in an Uber? Uber driver, how much is a cross-country Uber trip, would you say? Boston to Vegas. Can you even do that? I mean, is that even, like, allowed? If I got in an Uber, asked him to take me to Vegas... Really? 2,500? I'm just questioning if it could even, if it's even like permissible or viable. What's the longest Uber? You know, here's an interesting question. What's the longest Uber trip ever? You know, or Lyft, whatever you want. And what's the record for the longest distance Uber trip in history? Boston to Florida. It's a straight shot. I guess you could do it if you drive like all night. But Vegas would require like overnight stay or something. This variation, this bothers me. Why is Black allowed to do this? He's playing c6 and then c5. In 2 moves. Like, that doesn't seem correct. And I really expect Black to play knight takes there. The kind of Kramnik variation. I don't know why I'm all choked up here. Maybe there's a lot of dust in the air. Yeah, pollen. You should look at my... There's all kinds of like dandelion pollen on my mosquito netting. So interesting, Chess Kudo talking about an over-the-board player who went to the bathroom with his phone. What? Dude, you can't have like your phone in the playing hall at a chess tournament on the table. That's crazy. How would that be allowed? First of all, like, that's against the rules, man. Obviously. You have it on the table? That's a very informal. That's a very informal. You see, that's not a good idea. You should have to like keep it inside of a bag, like totally, put away 100%. First of all, not that that's gonna prevent any issues, but it helps. I've never seen anybody have one out, Like the arbiter might collect them in the front of the room or something and put them in a basket. But I've never seen anyone with a phone like sitting on the table ever in Hungary. That's crazy. I mean... This is really bad. I mean, seriously, in what world would you be able to take your phone with you to the bathroom, man? Crazy. That's enough to be... Taking your phone to the bathroom should be like automatic disqualification from a chess tournament. whether it's on or not, you know. Your phone is on the table, you pick it up and go to the bathroom, you're automatically disqualified. I mean, 19-0. Thanks for sharing, Astrobate. But Astrobate not a chess tournament player, so that's all right. What you do with your phone in the bathroom is between you and your God. Thanks for sharing. Chess porn. He means chess porn. He's watching Bullet and Blitz games, which is literally chess porn. Very solid play here by Black. Passive and solid. But I mean, you have a very standard opening, and then he's playing like a semi-Slav move order. But this pawn should be back on c7. There was no reason to play c6. If his pawn is back on c7, then this is like some Kramnik crap, you know? Some variation that a few players have played. Kramnik. Krapnik. Otherwise known as Krapnik. Thanks, Arsenal fan, our new moderator, for the Krapnik. Krapnik name. Arsenal's account, of course. His Smurf account. Very original. Name porn. Be careful what you share here on the stream. You might turn us off from the game forever. Or you might make me lose viewers. Or game viewers. I'm not enough of a degenerate, I guess. That's my real problem. Twitch chess viewers like degenerate losers. Uber driver. What relevance? Well, Lasker invented the Rubinstein variation. He doesn't quote Rubinstein, he quotes Lasker after like a world championship. Where's my time? Yeah, which way to take here? I think I've had this position. I almost feel like I've had this exact position before. Pretty crazy. I don't know which way to take on e4. You could take with the bishop and try to have like good knight versus bad bishop. That's gone south for me before. Unbelievable. This is like his best game ever. And he's super fast. But I'm going to assume that my opponent plays mostly blitz and bullet. 100 bullet, 79 blitz, 42 rapid. You have hardly any games at all, actually. Like, you don't play chess at all. You only have like 200 games altogether. You only play against me, or... I guess those don't count because they're not rated. You have hardly any games at all. Do you have another account? Plays on Bro's account. Man, my allergy's kicking in. Yeah, we got major pollen action across the street and all over the place. Pollination. 200 rapid gaze. 200 rapid gaze is quite some time. Come on. I have 880 rated rapid games. But in non-rated, I must have 1 million. Oof. So, King H8. Rabid tournaments. We're just taking rabid. See the rabids? Four rabids. You guys can't see it on the screen. Yeah, they're rabids. Rabids. Rabid. Damn, dude is playing like a pro here. He's suddenly like Mr. Solid Pro. I feel like in the past, like he's played, like kind of psycho, aggressive. More aggressive. This was like a very solid game. And fast, too. He's 2 minutes ahead of me. It's a strong game for a 1500. Wait, what? That wasn't consistent. Either you're like trying to play rook d8 or you're playing b5. He sort of like mixed two different plans there. It feels like yeah, I mean, there's no way he's 1500 leveled this game. This is a vast improvement on his previous games. Mama? Who's Mama? Mama just drops a pawn and gets mated with queen takes f7. But you could have done rook d8 maybe before that. Before h3, Mama might have been right. But Mama shouldn't wait until h3 to do rook d8, Uber Driver. Mama's rook d8 would be a lot more... It would be a lot more, you know, dangerous if I didn't have a cubbyhole for my king on h2. To be honest with you. It's a much better idea immediately. Now Mama's giving me time to like hide my king on h2. So your pawn sacrifices aren't as good anymore. I still don't know who Mama is though. Is it like something from Mama said knock you out? Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Or maybe it's Lenny Kravitz. It's unclear where Mama came from. Oh, Black's finally melting down. No, he was onto something like there. Uber Driver's rook d8 earlier, you know, might have been like kind of combative. I felt like. Very hard to get like perpetual here. He has queen b7 for Christ's sake. Queen b7, I have to play rook d4 and allow a really awkward trade of rooks or queens, and then rook penetrating to the 7th. I'm not even sure if I'm better there. $1,500. Queen d6. Still not easy to win. Ah, Queen e6 loses. Yeah, there's nothing. No, he's busted now. Queen a7. He can play queen a7. Queen a7 looks like only move. Objectively, Black is losing, but it's still not that simple. Hell of a 1,500. Found it. Black's gonna end up this game with like relatively good performance, according to the engine. The cubbyhole in effect. Cubbyhole effect. Now we got him. He missed queen e7. It's critical that we play this out. Queen g8 was mate? What? I had a mate? What queen g8 was mate? Queen g8 was mate? Oh my god. That's the weirdest mate ever. Oh my god, that I've never had that happen before. Have you ever had that happen before? How have I never had that mate before? You never have like two queens. I mean, it's so rare. Do you ever, does anybody here have that mate before? I don't think I've ever had the mate happen in a game, believe it or not. Like, I have no recollection of ever seeing that mate with the two queens before. It's kind of weird. It's so rare that I would have two queens on the board. It's not something I'm even looking for, you know? What a weird mate. Well, I mean, I'm pissed he's not resigning. Glad I didn't mate him in one. I had two blunders. I blew the game. Unbelievable. Queen b7. I'm not winning after queen b7. In fact, black has to be careful not to be like lost here. I was like, thank God I have this, but I mean, this ending is really a mess. I mean, he's down on the 7th, like, with this 3-on-2 majority. Probably e6 or something. I mean, black's pawns are actually like faster than mine. Oh my god. That was a painful game. Computer doesn't like d takes e. Oh, it wants to trade. Yeah, I thought about queen takes. But I thought he had some pressure on my d4 pawn here. Interesting. So the pawn's just going through. This is just too strong. Could have just taken with the queen. Yeah, it occurred to me. Interesting. Just as hard, man. But you should probably play knight takes d5, no? Okay, I have bishop g3 maybe. Unbelievable. You know what's even more unbelievable? This move, which black played here, c5, down a tempo. c5 down the tempo, and it's completely playable. That's insane. It's like the refutation of chess. Black can play this crap. It's unbelievable. Jesus Christ. It's nothing for white. Like the entire Queen's Gambit. But like, who wants to play like this for black is the problem. I mean, it's extremely passive and just a draw. Nobody wants to play that for either side. Wow. I can't believe you can like lose a tempo and it's completely playable. Some 2200, 2300 played it. Yeah, my move is best. Somebody played queen e2 here. Looks like stupid at this point. So cd5 is best. He should play knight takes. He also has this. Okay, that's unclear. Let's see here. Rook c1 dubious. It says dubious. It's like second best move by 1 center pawn. By 4 center pawns. Bishop c2. What? Has anyone ever seen anyone play a move like that in the Queen's Gambit in their life? I don't know, it doesn't look good, Leaky. I thought you played alright, but the computer just doesn't like it at all. But the opening's okay. Rook Warrior with the weird time control. Repawn 8+2? Where do you get that from? What is 8+2? Why would I just start playing like with 2-second increment randomly? I've never used the 2-second increment. That just messes you up. I mean, you get used to 3 or maybe 5. 3+2, I know people play that. I don't want to play Blitz anymore. I'm done. I resign. Not another Queen's Gambit. I'm going to play the Birds opening from now on. Birds is the words. I'm just starting to play the bird. Because I'm just so sick of the Queen's Gambit, man. Queen's Gambit. Slav. Slav is the London reversed. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to gift a sub on your way out. Cooking Rooks with 1444, Mr. Coffee 1100, and Bill TWA with 348. You guys remember TWA? I don't know, Recon. I've played like 2,500 tournament games. I can't actually recall all the games I played and if I won or lost. The odds are that I probably lost a game against the London, but I don't recall losing one. I remember some draws. I think I probably did lose. Years ago, in the 90s, in the early 90s, this guy, FIDE Master Brian McCarthy, he was he was obsessed with London. He played it every game with both colors he could, and I remember I lost in a London against him, so yes. There was one time I lost in London. It was a ready type of formation. It was like reversed ready, and he broke on the queen side. I misplayed the game pretty badly. I learned a lot from that game. Bishop d6 is a well, this whole thing is strange. What did I do? He's supposed to play bishop f5, but he played e6, and I didn't pay attention, and I played e3. So I could play e4, maybe, but I played e3. All right. Then I guess I don't know. This doesn't seem right, but it's playable. He's playing like a bad Marin. Is it a bad Marin, though? Like, what's the difference between this and a Marin? Actually, if black just plays like knight on bd7. I've played a4 in a Marin, essentially. I feel like maybe e3 is a mistake by me. What would have happened if I had played e4? Do we transpose to like a note boom or something? This doesn't look right, master. .96 is not correct. Hey, what's up, Zen Chess? You have to start saving up so we can play more training games. I enjoyed our training game, our one training game. I'm glad. What? I'm so glad I don't have to worry about any of this as an e4 player. I don't know which is worse, d4 or e4, honestly. I can't decide. I think e4 is probably more interesting. I think you need some sleep, Uber driver. Get some sleep, dude. You're just like castle and let the e4 pawn go. Yeah, it's just a central pawn. Those sort of gambits exist in similar positions, but it's really, I feel it feels a little unnecessary. Unnecessary roughness. If I was loaded, I'd play training games all day. But could play more near end of month, early next month. Well, let me know, because I don't get enough training games. And it's good practice for me, too. I don't play much, seriously, longer games, so I haven't had a tournament in a long time. For me, it's good practice to play players who are like 2100 or higher. Interesting. C5. What would the Uber driver do? I guess this is kind of a stupid question. D5 should be almost a no-brainer. I might have to start offering training games at a discount. We just don't get enough practice. Minimum wage. I'm going to start offering training games at California minimum wage. What's the California minimum wage, like $14 an hour or something? He takes D5. He takes D5. California emissions. Good or bad? Or neutral? Yeah, I mean, you have to play Queen E7. King F8 is very much bad, and I think King E7 is mental, so you only have one move. He must have been seriously considering playing King F8. I have check on B5. There's bishop e3 avoiding the endgame. d6 doesn't look great. Loaded with marbles. You know, oftentimes I talk about like it's important to have the king in the center for the endgame, right? Well, this is an endgame and his king is in the center. My king, I decided not to leave in the center. But, you know, actually, is it an endgame? Because we just traded queens, no other pieces. Maybe it's a queenless middle game. I don't like this move. I don't like bishop takes. It looks like you have a very weak dark square complex. Why did he need to do that necessarily? I mean, it's a little out of play there anyways. True. No, I guess it's a middle game. It's a queenless middle game. Now we're maybe endgame. With that last exchange, technically it enters the realm of endgame. But I don't think that Heroku should make the exchange, and I think he was probably worse anyway, because his king isn't really safe. Maybe a good move. Putting pressure on the d5. Check. Always check. Possible your pawn sacrifice was strong. I didn't say it was bad. I just said it wasn't necessary. Maybe if I had more time to consider it, you know. But I'm not apt to take chances in, you know, faster time controls. I would be happy to think about it more, like in a longer time game. Uber driver. Arnold Dinker. Somewhere I have to find my Arnold Dinker game. I want a nice game against Dinker. Smoked him in a Queen's Gambit Cambridge Springs variation. I have to say I played a good game against Dinker. Controversial. Very controversial decision here. In fact, probably just a blunder. But I'm still better. Controversial, maybe outright bad. Funny, I mean, I thought he was going to take with the pawn, but he has rook takes. Why not take with the rook? I don't understand, like, why would you want to damage your pawn structure if you don't have to? So this is basically a blitz game, 7 plus 3. Now, I'd rather do 10 plus 3. You guys don't have to challenge me to 7 plus 3. It's the fastest possible. But I'd rather play 10 plus 3. Of course, we only have an hour and 15 minutes. Hour and 20 minutes. If you must play chess. See, this is why chess is not fun. Blub blub. No more messing around. I mean, I'm serious now. I'm so sick of the same shit every game. Queen's Gambit, this Caro Kann. Chess openings, you know. Chess openings are boring. So let's do the bird. We need more birds in chess. or birds openings. Be creative from an early stage. You're the second challenge after this. Knight c6. Good call. e3. It is very flexible. Check out Uber driver's punctuation. He has perfect punctuation. Capital I like 1 period, e3 period. Capital I, it is very flexible, period. You get an A+ for punctuation, bro. Excellent punctuation. That's maybe the best punctuation I've ever seen on Twitch. I never really noticed it before, I have to say. Bishop g4 looks a little aggressive, mildly aggressive. Although, in the previous sentence, Uber driver messed up and he put like little I, lowercase I. He started a sentence with lowercase I. I saw an article in the New York Times like last week where some editorial, people were starting sentences in the editorial, whoever the author was with but. I'm like, you can't start a sentence in a serious editorial with the word but. You know, that's like kindergarten level grammar mistake or punctuation, whatever you want to call it. You can't do that. Sentences don't start with the word but, and they published it in the New York Times editorial. It's like, wow, what is the world coming to? How in the world can you start a sentence with the word but? Doesn't even make sense. You didn't even like graduate from high school if you start your sentences with the word but. That's like a bad high school English report or something. Maybe I just take here. I guess the New York Times editorial department just has to like publish whatever they get in the editorials. It's like not a, you know, it's an opinion piece and they don't edit it much or maybe at all. But still, it's like horrific. It's horrific. But there are always exemptions. I don't think so. Not very many. It's just bad writing. Zensha said, I like the book On the Origin of Good Moves by Willie Hendricks. It's a fresh take on chess history. The author of the inspiring classic Move First, Think Later or something like that. Not really buying into that theory. But I'm sure that's well received in today's chess climate. I don't remember Repun. I played some line that Roman played against me years ago against Joel. It was a King's Indian. I don't remember the game. Repun's complimenting me on a game I played in the U.S. Championship, like in 2000 something. But I don't remember. It's a kind of stupid variation. I lost a game in 1989 with black and the same line. It's just kind of not even. I don't think it's like really correct for white, but it was just something that I threw out there. Draw, though I don't remember the game really. Driver, you're back to E3 again? It's not a novelty repun. I just told you that I had a game in 1989 with black. That's in the database too. It was played against me, you know. Gingy played it all the time. He probably has like many games with that. He used to play it in Blitz all the time. It was one of his like go-to variations. I'm even surprised that Joel hadn't had a game with Roman, because they played a lot probably. I was thinking of sacking a pawn here. Yeah, these kids today, Zen Chess, they get to like walk uphill just one way to school. Things were better in the 70s. Right, Uber driver? But obstacle bishops, and this is just like, what is that? Speaking of pawn sacrifices, the bishop, it's like a high school dropout. You know, it doesn't have any friends. Agnes Karajuski just gifted 2 tier 1 subs to the community, to the Bloob and Chess Mood. If you don't understand it, it was probably bad. You know, I don't think I ever looked at that game once after I played it. Somewhere in the annals of Sludgy chess history. All I remember is that it was a draw. And I didn't feel I played a great game, but I was happy with the draw. As usual, my opening preparation was less than optimal. Here. Yeah. I'm gonna get my pieces forked. Yay. I have a tactic now. I don't know about this. Alright, we're gonna try. I like sacrificing pawns, as you can see. Bishop e3, queen b4. I think we probably could just play king h1 here. Nothing wrong with that, objectively. Maybe black should consider castling queenside. Right, Uber driver? You lived in an experimental space station? Sure he did. Me too. Right down the street from the goblins of Mordor. And Sherlock Holmes. So black just like lost his mind and played d5. But this was a good, enjoyable mini game. See the bird. You guys know I have a perfect score with a bird. Would you believe that? Mate? It's not mate. Damn it, he can like throw away a piece. I had no mate. Natural Bird Pro. So let's see. Ooh, perfect game. But like, if you go to the Lichess Opening Explorer and you put in F4 and you look for my games with white, I'm not perfect? Oh, I lied. What? Oh no, I thought I had a perfect score. I totally lied? I have that many games? What? Oh, I've lost to the bird. I've lost to Zen Chess twice. I thought I had a perfect score. Must have been with H4 I have a perfect score. I have a perfect score with H4. Alright, my memory is failing. But I have a very high score with the bird. That is odd, though, if I lost 2 games against Zen Chess. There must be others, though. 2 games against Zen Chess, there's others. There's at least 2 others. No, there's a bunch of others I lost. Right. Yeah, I lost some from Gambit. Oh, good old Fonza Curry. Back in 2018. He wasn't suspicious at all. Yeah, I'm like wildly claiming I'm undefeated with the birds, but only with H4. But there was something else that I hadn't lost with. Wait. Where's my other perfect opening? H3 and A4. With H3 I'm 1-0. And with A4 I'm 1-0. I can't believe I've only played 1 game with A4. I'll never lose. By far my best score is H4, 4-0. I actually have far more games. These are just the rated ones. Alright, Zen Chess and Repun. Obviously there are more games, but those are the only, they're only the ones that are rated that we're counting. I guess, actually. Doesn't really make sense, though. It's not about rated. It's, no. It's about the simul games, like, aren't in there or something. I think it's like games I've played in simuls aren't counted in the Lichess Opening Explorer. I lost against Uber. One of my 5 losses with F4. I've never played F4 in a tournament game. I've played it on move 2, probably. I remember losing a game in Vermont in the Nimzovich or Nimzo Larson really badly, like an idiot. The Vermont Open or something. Knight f3 is lame, but I've been mostly playing that for the last 20 years. It is a really boring and lame move, though. What isn't? Well, thanks, Uber driver. I'm not as good with e4, but I enjoy playing it. Clearly, I'm not as good. I don't feel confident playing e4, although at one point I almost completely felt like I was fully enabled, but I didn't really stick with it. I think at one point when I was at my prime, I started to feel like I could play e4 against anybody, and I did for a while, but then didn't really continue it. So this is an interesting move. I never faced that yet. Okay. Tempted to play bishop g4, I guess. I wonder if he's going to play bishop b5 against me. I can play h6, though. This is kind of weird. Crisp and clean with no caffeine. That's great. Where'd you get that? Is that Sprite? Sprite tastes like shit, actually. It's like the worst tasting soft drink. They need to redo that. Tastes really bad. Maybe just like European Sprite tastes different than American Sprite. It tastes bad here. Actually, why I never understood why Sprite became more popular than 7-Up. When I was a kid, like 7-Up was like standard. 7-Up just was like, they didn't market it well enough. Sprite came along later and just kind of took over, but actually I think 7-Up is better. Something artificial tasting about Sprite. Like drinking plastic. Let's do a test to see how old Uber driver is. Uber driver, when you were a kid, how much did a soda pop cost in the machine? I can ask Acerbate the same question. You can measure people's age by asking them how much, Coke cost in a machine. I remember like when I was maybe 5 years old, going to the soda machine and like putting my money in and getting my first like can of Coke. Your first corporate job. Jesus. He's a vampire. Amazing how fast you play for your age, Uber driver. How about you, Acerbate? Do you remember the glass bottles? I love the vending machines with glass bottles. We need to go back to those. Why should I play knight e5 here? Maybe knight b8 is a better move. Maybe not. What are you talking about? 2 quarters. Astrobate. You remember when it was a dime? That's before my time. The dime. Oh, the dime. How much was the Coke itself? I remember when they were a quarter. But it was a regular machine, not glass. I remember the ones with glass bottles, redeemable bottles. But I'm pretty young, you know. I don't go back before the quarter. I don't think. So 94 was, I expected this. Now the moment of truth. This was the move I was most concerned about, but there was one move in particular for black that I think kind of cast some doubt on white's plans. So we go with c5. Now what do you do? Huh. Interesting, but I'm not sure what the best move is. So, yeah, I'm definitely playing king f8. These young kids today, they don't castle. '75 Red Sox. Jim Rice wasn't Fred Lynn. I'm trying to remember the Red Sox pitchers from 1975. I should remember. Bob Stanley or something? What was the Red Sox? Louis Tiant was one of them. Wasn't Bob Stanley one of the other starting pitchers for the 75 Red Sox? I wasn't a Red Sox fan, you know, so it's more impressive that I know this stuff as a non-Red Sox fan. Well, I'm trying to remember. They had a very strong team. But Jim Rice was like a young player back then. Who was the Red Sox catcher? Oh, yes, of course. Yeah. If I was a real Red Sox fan. Oh, Carlton Fisk was the catcher. Yaz was playing outfield. Of course. Yeah, of course. That was a classic team. That was a great team. Actually, one of the best Red Sox teams of all time, probably. But the Red Sox lost. The Cincinnati Reds won the World Series in 1975. But I was a Phillies fan when I was a little kid. Actually, I liked the Yankees when I was really little. And I remember watching Reggie Jackson like in 1978. But I was too young to remember 1975, man. I was like 3 years old. So 75 was too early for me to recall. I didn't watch. I just later learned about those teams. I remember watching baseball in 1978. That was my first. Staying up late to watch The Yankees, Reggie Jackson in the World Series. Although I was a Phillies fan. We were Phillies fans. The Phillies won the World Series in 1980 or 81. 80. That's when I really got into baseball. Poor Asterbate. Hopeless. No, the Mets were better in the early 80s. F4, G4. What is Enchess doing here? Should I have played Bishop D4? Guys, we only have time for a couple more games. Repun is gone. Did anybody drop out of the playing list that wanted to play still? It wasn't by choice that I didn't castle. Like, I had to not castle. King F8 was forced. I think black is good here. Super bishop. Yeah, I mean, if he's going to trade queens, then, you know, my king is safe. Our king is safe. Everybody's king is safe, sort of. Migration. The Great Migration. Knight f5 was pretty nasty. Maybe I should stop that. I'd rather not. You remember playing Zen chess like 10 years ago? Play chess. Good old chess base. What an upstanding, wonderful chess site. Just kidding. We don't talk about the other chess sites. It's funny, I have this one chess site I played on, I can't even remember the name of it. Where'd you get this cowboy thing from? Urban Cowboy. Too much MAGA for Uber driver. It's always talking about cowboys. Cowboys for Trump. Indecisive. Rook h1 followed by rook g1. Uber driver, I hope you're joking. Right? You are kidding, right? You're a meme of yourself. It's like self-own. It sounds like something Elon Musk would say. Classic Republican self-own. You didn't just write that. We're not going to talk about that. Wait, settlement for how much? Wait. Can we quote Uber driver on that? A good thing I'm not Catholic. It's all right. Definitely not a good look. Is check even a good move? St. Louis Archbishops. They should call it like the St. Louis Republicans. Oh my god. Is this really happening? That's totally normal. Like, who puts their king in the center of the board there? Mate, with two bishops in the middle of the board, it's better than sex. That's the classic Emery Tate. No, we haven't had an Emery Tate mate in a long time. I don't do the quote very well. But Zenchess was like trying to mate himself, it looks like. Oh, Repun is back. You know, we're all this talk about bishops and sex scandals, and Zenchess gets mated by the two bishops in the middle of the board. That's not a good look, man. We're just talking about the Catholic Church, and Zenchess getting mated by two bishops in the middle of the board. No wonder Emery Tate was so excited by that concept. Alright, anyway. Never really thought about it in that way. But we'll leave it to your imagination. Disclaimer, I'm not Catholic, so I don't know. I don't know about that. Alright, we're gonna play something... Wait, why is Repun playing d4? He disappeared for like 10 years. He won his most recent game against me on time. And then suddenly started playing d4. Uber driver got real quiet. We started talking about Catholic bishops. Uber driver, for all your talk about like not castling and stuff, it's hard to believe you advocate playing knight e4 or such an opening. It's funny, I never met anyone in my life in the Boston area who played that against me, except for one random guy who used to come to the... There was this one guy who used to come to the Boylston and play in blitz tournaments in the 90s. I don't even remember his last name now. I just remember his name was Bill. He was like 1700. Bill the 1700 used to play... He was the only person I ever met in the metro Boston area who played the 94 Bajarowitz. Must have been unbanned by one of our new mods. Well, you know, Tizik, it's interesting because you're talking about... I don't know that much about the history of the chessboard, but some people are obviously experts. But I was under the impression that it was an elephant in, you know, I guess like India or whatever. I mean, Is it really 100% clear where chess originated? Was it Persia or like modern day India? Are we even sure exactly where it first developed? But whatever. I hear some people say India, some people say Persia. They're not the same. See, there seems to be a disagreement about whether it was India or Persia. They're obviously. Yeah, I mean, are there elephants in, like, Persia? I don't think so, right? The fact there's elephants gives you the impression it had to come from India, further east than Persia. Was it, obviously it was traveled. It probably traveled. The history of chess and religion. Sounds like a pretty boring college history course. Chess and religion. Chess and religion in history. The Catholics changed it to bishops in the Middle Ages, obviously. Aspie, you'll have to consult the Treasury of Chess lore. Well, I'm confused now. No, I'm really confused. Hold on a second. I thought the rooks were elephants. Is it the rooks or the bishops that were elephants? Chariots were. Elephants were bishops. So there's no chess in the Roman Empire. Chariots. A Roman. The rook was the same in Shatranj. The bishop moved like 2 squares diagonally. It was weak. Whoa, knight d4. Goodbye. Knight takes h2. I won a knight sacrifice with knight takes h7 yesterday in a random game. Now we have the old knight takes h2, king takes h2, queen h4 check, king g1, d6. Oh man, it's close. You gotta try it, right? What would Morales do? The problem is he does have knight f5 at some point, I just realized. So maybe this is an important moment. Chess history. What I wanted to play here may not work. Well, alright. I had to change plans. The original plan was to play rook a6, but it's gonna fail. Or queen h4 check and rook a6 fails. So I have to go with plan B. I don't know, like, whether to go d5 or d6. Maybe d5. But it probably doesn't matter. d6 is a safer move, but it inhibits like rook a6, rook h6. If I'm gonna move the d-pawn to support this bishop, what does it matter if I play d6 or d5? d5 is more forcing. Knight takes d5. Maybe doesn't really make a big difference. Chariots of Fire. Chess originated in Africa. Interesting. Yeah, maybe Africa and India were all part of one land mass, like 4,000 million years ago. 4 trillion years ago. They were part of the same continent. Thanks for sharing, Acerbate. Eccentric chess theories. So what's the plan? Oh, knight g4? Rolls the dice for money. No gambling for me tonight. No 5-card Omaha tonight, baby. Craps is nothing compared to 5-card Omaha. I play like my most brilliant combination of all time. And Uber Driver is like skeptical of it. My greatest combinational effort of all time. Queen a4, of course. It looks pretty serious to me. I wouldn't be so dismissive. Every single one of black's pieces is like in the attack, and white's pieces are all just sitting there like idiots. What? Yes, queen g5. I don't believe it. Oh, he's like perfect. Forgot. He saw that. Wow. Hmm. Now he can move instantly. He's got to make a blunder. Oh, he did, and I didn't do it. Unbelievable. He actually blundered. That sucks, and I missed it. He didn't do rook d2. I don't believe this queen a4 thing. Destroyed my most brilliant combination of all time. I mean, if that's like the only move, I'm gonna like freak out. This idea of defending with queen a4, queen f4, queen g5, I completely overlooked queen g5. It could like be like white's only defense. Huh. That's the number one move, but it's not the only defense. Apparently there's also bishop b5. Wow. I can't believe that works as well. This is so unfair. He has like no pieces defending his king side. How is this okay for white? Believe it. It's not sound. I thought I played a brilliancy. Jeez. I should have played rook a6, I guess. Why didn't I play rook a6? Just doesn't work. Why is there no games in the Masters database? A3 theoretical novelty. I like that. It's like Stockfish's number 2 move. And it's a theoretical novelty. Strange how few games there are here. Interesting. Like, mostly people don't take the pawn on e5. Huh. Nothing apparently wrong with it. Yeah, most people don't take right away. This is considered inaccurate. So I'm supposed to castle first. And then they play bishop e2. And then I play rook e8. So you don't rush to take that pawn. Interesting. Yeah, totally unsound. Great. Alright, last game. Presumably last game for today. We'll be back on Sunday with a simul. I really thought knight h2 was sound. I wasn't just joking around. I actually thought it might work. Brilliant blunders. Play an open position against a good tactical player. Great idea. Yeah, I'm not going to play queen takes d5. This is a bad opening. Huh. Never seen bishop f4. Maybe one random blitz game. That's a very unusual move. What about, like, bishop g4? What are you talking about, Uber driver? I never played that line in my life. I never played the Portuguese Gambit. I've always avoided it like the plague. No, not true. You're making this. You're making stuff up. Told you to get some sleep. I never played that line. But I knew people who do. Elon Schwartz used to play it. I never had the courage to play the Portuguese Gambit. Maybe I played it in one game. I don't know. I might have played it in a single random game against like an 1800 player at the Boylston or something. A blitz, maybe, yeah. But I would generally avoid it. You played against you in a blitz game? Possible in blitz, but I know it's not good. I mean, and even if it is good, like, you have to know it perfectly. Like, somebody asked me, there was somebody who came on the stream like a couple weeks ago asking me if they thought that it was a good idea to play the England Gambit. I was like, what? All my life, there was one person I ever met who played the England Gambit. This weird kid who I actually did like a lesson or two with. His whole family was rather strange. He was like 2100 and started playing the England Gambit. It's like, okay, dude. If you want to, I don't think that's a good idea. Alright, so take. I don't think the England Gambit is going to work. You know, when you approach master level. Wait, Chucky plays d4 normally, and now he's playing e4 as well? Wow. Yeah, actually, he's playing. No. No, he played black side of d4. No. What am I talking about? No, I don't know. I guess he does play e4 usually. We haven't played that many games. Unless he has another account, which he claims he doesn't. We've only played 13 games. What happened to the other player from Finland that used to play on my stream? He disappeared. Who was that? Where do these people go that just disappear, by the way? They fall into like a black hole or something? C6. Basically, it's not Aliakin's defense, but it has a, you know, relatively similar, a lot of relatively similar themes, right? It features similar themes, Mr. Uber Driver. Theme of bad knight on b6. Super duper driver. Played against you in a blitz game. Uber duper driver. Okay, so the 985, it needs to be restructured. There is the dramatic, and I'm kind of leaning toward doing it, but nah. I mean, at e6, even f4 might be good. There's queen h4 check, losing a piece. f6. Maybe I sack a pawn. You're talking about like theory in the Portuguese gambit from like 20 years ago. And I think even now it's probably not very well worked out because not enough people play that. It's kind of tricky and borderline unsound. You could probably still find a lot of improvements in opening like that where no one good dares to play it. Welcome Chess Zebra, welcome back, hope you are well. This may be our last game for today. Doing fine, good. As Astrobate would say, good, good. How about trading queens? Terrible chess. I've been there, done that. Doing it now, in fact. I have a weird idea. Pawn takes pawn, queen f6. So I looked at queen h4 check, and I mentioned this line earlier. f4 is risky. He got tempted. The temptation. g3. I think I have to play knight d7 though, unless you want to go knight takes d5. No. I have to play that. Where's my compensation? f4 is a strong move. Can't say I didn't see it. Can I sack a piece? Pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn. Check. Pawn takes pawn, d4. D4 and 84, D3. My god, man. Pawn takes pawn. Pawn takes pawn, D4. I'm hallucinating. Oh, Columbia, there's no way he has time for stuff like F5. I have an idea. But I assume white is better. The idea of F5 in general, yes. So the critical line was like pawn takes pawn, but he decided not to do it. Almost equalizing. Maybe I should take on D5, but I don't think so. The idea was Queen F6. I don't think that I'm better here, but I take a draw if you want. We could play for forever. I'm happy that I equalized. I could take one more challenge. Now he's gone anyway, so alright. The other challenge kept like disappearing. Don't feel obliged to take my draw for if you don't want to. Just thought maybe there was another challenge. And this is probably a draw anyway. Objectively. Likely to be a draw. This symmetrical structure. I mean, maybe white is a tiny bit better, do you think? He should trade knights. Took the draw. Yeah, knight f6, queen f6, f5, as was mentioned. The computer is calling it actually not so great. Maybe not. No, I think the position is equal. It's like 0.0. I know when to offer a draw. 0.0. But anyway, so his critical move is pawn takes pawn. This is the point where, you know, either it works or it doesn't. You had to play this, you know, and now, like, you know, this doesn't work. Nothing fancy works. So the computer's just like, you should just do the solid move and then let me take here. And that hovering over my head like a sort of Damocles. This actually is better for white because you have the bishop and you have threats of f5. But both Shaki and I were calculating queen f6, looking for something, you know, looking for something better. F4 is a great move. Some kind of can we get this challenge? I don't remember. It's something that's hanging over your head. So this player keeps disconnecting. I'm going to try to take one more challenge. If they're not here, I'm just going to abort the game and go home. So is it connected to the Gordian knot? Damocles had to have been like a Roman reference, no? Some kind of Roman god. Nice. I love this. This is cool. There's a new Russia white, blue, white flag. Has anybody seen that? Russia white, blue, white flag. 3-0. Very cool. Lee Chess is rating of the party of 1. Lee Chess in all caps. Thank you, Lee Chess. All caps. Is that like the official Lee Chess? Is that the official Lee Chess channel? That was a good game. Did you see this? He played one move. This is what the people do in unrated games. If you don't move in the first 5 seconds, they like abort. It's a 10-5 game. Yes, I'm thinking about my first move. Is that really you, Lee Chess? We have 5 minutes followers mode on. So the bald is like out there and can't talk or something. What's up, man? El Columbio 7+3. All right. Let's do El Columbio. Thanks for the raid from Lee Chess. I'm not sure though if that's like, is that the official Lee Chess or is that just somebody like copied Lee Chess? Unclear. Check it out. I don't know sure what Lakey was talking about. Ornikar, are you out there? Oh no. I am a no, I'm not really from Ukraine. I'm a neighbor. Friendly neighbor. Although not all of us are friendly. Knight C3 D5 E4. I don't know, I mean the problem is that you have to decide on a move here. Yeah, probably Lakey. I doubt that Lee Chess, the official account, would like raid me with 1 viewer. Doesn't seem like something they would do. Yeah, so we can transpose to the Black Mardeemer, I guess. We're gonna play the black side of the Black Mardeemer. Deemer up! I always forget if I'm supposed to play Bishop G4 or G6. I think I decided on G6. I've got the Ukraine flag in solidarity, but I live in Hungary. I'm not even Hungarian, but I live here. Alright. Bishop E3. What? Oh, I play Bishop G4. Yeah, I like the G6 line the best. Although, like, you know, basically good players don't play the Black Mardeemer with white. Sleazy the Slacker Sloth. Yeah, I would have played Bishop G4 on the next move. But now he's unpinned. I don't think I've ever faced this exact, I've never faced this exact move order by white. It looks logical though. Normally I go for knight c6 or c5. You know, we want to try to organize counterplay against his center. I like that. Sleazy the slacker sloth. Sleazy slacker sloth. Slow sleazy slacker sloth. Slovenly sleazy slacker sloth. Slowly slithers. Suspensefully. I quit Blitz Chess, so now I only play Sloth. We only play Sloth mode. Maybe because of my mouse skills. I'm like closing windows and stuff. Bishop g4 just walks into trouble. Yeah, dude, I think you need sleep. You're talking too much. Mama says talk less. Think more. Where's the Nefedov reference come from? Poor Nefedov. Haven't heard from him. I hope he didn't go back to Ukraine or something. He probably has family there. That they were okay, he said. I think in Kiev. I don't know, man. Yeah, maybe. Sloth mode, best mode. Sloth's not with us today. He's here on Tuesdays. Beast mode. We're creating compelling new theory on the black side of the Deemer Gambit. I'm definitely playing h5 here. b5 never entered my mind, interestingly. You're a sick puppy. I can't take any more challenges. I have to decline you guys. The only reason being that I have to leave to do a chess lesson. We're gonna have to revoke your moderator status. Old and slow. Have to sexualize my stream titles, don't you? Unbelievable. Misogynistic moderators. I trade you in for a feminist. Well, it used to be old and slow and in the know, but I wanted to make it a little sleazier, so I changed it up. Uber driver put the idea of b5 in my head. But really, like, principally, I think, like, c5 should be a priority as well. El Colombio is like the positional Black Mardeemer. The strategic Black Mardeemer by El Colombio. Colombo. Rook f1. Right, I'm just thinking too much. Yeah, slothdom. Alright, Uber driver, whatever, man. I'll do it for you. We're gonna do it for you. You put it in my head, and now I can't get it out of my head. It's like, yeah, it's like a bad sexual reference. It's like Arsenal coming on the stream and being like, talking even something more offensive. Can't get it out of your head. Like Asterbate starts talking about porn. Put it out of my mind. Now I can't take any more challenges. You put B5 out there, and now I can't stop thinking about it, even though I know it's probably not sound. I'm giving a pawn away for the open B file. It's not a bad idea. I mean, I have to come up with something. Pre-Columbio. Oh, he's like a bullet player? Wow, 20,000 bullet games. It's not much. Not much at all. I don't think 20,000 really qualifies you. You really need more games than that. Pawn takes. Knight B7. Double exclaim. He has some nasty tactics. Like knight e6 with the queen on d3 coming down here. Pre-Columbian era. Queen d5, is that a good move? Is that a sus move or a good move? Well, anyway, I don't know. My knight is just crap. On the side of the board, cannot stay there. But knight f6, pawn f6, knight e6 doesn't work. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How's my math? So the advantage is magnified as the material leaves the board. Magnification of material advantage. Maybe magnified is not a good word. But maybe it is the right word. Is there a better word? The proportion of material advantage increases as white exchanges pieces. Oh my god, man. Look at that. Knight b2. I'm gonna get you. He just sacked a piece. Magnanimous. It's a magnanimous sacrifice by a maniac. He's a magnanimous maniac. Rook f7, knight g5. Queen d5. Queen takes. g6. The computer here says black is like +3, but I have 4 seconds. But I mean, I do have, what was our time control? 7 + 3, okay. Well, I don't know if I had time for knight takes e3 Arsenal. Do I have time for that? Knight takes, queen takes g6. Did I have time for that? Maybe I had time for it. Well, this knight g4 like getting mated. Oh, the other knight. My other knight. I totally missed that, Janzebra. The connection. Connectivity. Nice idea. Chest burster. It's okay in like 1 second, 2 second increment, but it's harder to flag me here. Yeah, I still might flag, but... That was a great idea. Knight e3 just, yeah. I didn't see knight g4. It's a really nice move. There's no way I'm pre-moving rook f8. I'm not sure he's going to play that. I wouldn't play that if I were white. I don't know. Would you play that for real? Maybe. It's like you should try for something better. Oh, I hung my rook. Knight takes b2. Ooh, am I hanging everything? What am I doing? This is like why I don't want to play bullet chess or blitz anymore, basically, in a nutshell. Who plays that move? That's unbelievable. Who plays knight c7 there? It's like Mr. Bullet Chess. Jesus, for the cheapo. See, this is why I don't play Blitz and Bullet. This is why I insist on rap. This is just a waste of time. It's just a crappy game. We're just like moving the pieces and dropping pieces. It's so pathetic. Unbelievable. I never want to see this game again. For your sake and my sake. For everybody's sake. This is not the way chess was meant to be. See, this makes me want to quit chess. Like, I'm like, no, I don't want to waste my time anymore. That was like the worst game of all time. So even 7+3 like degenerates into a ridiculous like clown fest where we're just hanging pieces. Ugh. Yeah, it's not your fault. I mean, that's the time control, you know. It's awful. We should try to aim for at least, you know, at least 10+5. And exercise in randomness. Yeah, I mean, that's why I don't play Bullet and Blitz. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for letting me get away with a draw. Although it really objectively doesn't matter if I win, lose, or draw that. It is what it is. Law and Order, non-existent in that game. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We'll be back on Sunday with a simul stream. Thanks for your support. Bye bye.